Hello and welcome to International Medical Research Conference 2024 or IMRC 2024. We are excited to gather students, researchers, and medical professionals from across the globe here in Bangkok, Thailand. IMRC 2024 is about transcending boundaries, advancing medical researches, and uniting to tackle global health challenges.
Our primary objective at IMRC is to inspire and empower the next generation of healthcare professionals by fostering the culture of innovation, scientific excellence, and global collaboration. By bringing together diverse minds, we aim to address some of the most critical healthcare challenges facing the world today and to support the future leaders in the medical research.
We're honored to have participants from Asia, Europe, and North America, representing over 20 countries and 80 medical institutions, including China, India, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States. This diverse community brings a wealth of perspective that enrich our discussion and collaboration.
Our conference features an exciting research competition across 5 specialized tracks: basic science in medicine, clinical and translational research, medical education research, public health and epidemiology, and systematic review and meta-analysis. Each track includes both oral and poster presentations.
The presentations are evaluated by the specialized committee of distinguished judges, including the experts from Thailand and other countries, ensuring the highest standard of scientific experience and innovation.
The competition reached its pinnacle in the final round, where the winners of our presentation from each track will compete for the prestigious Her Royal Highness Trophy. This final round is judged by an esteemed panel including representatives from leading medical institutes in Thailand and all around the world. It's an incredible opportunity for our participants to showcase their research on an international stage and receive recognition from our honorable judges.
We're also excited to continue the Next Gen Medical Scholars Program, which invites high school students from across Thailand to participate both on-site and online. This program provides a unique opportunity for young scholars to explore the field of medicine and experience the excitement of global research firsthand. NextGen reflects our commitment to nurturing the future of healthcare by inspiring and mentoring the next generation of medical professionals.
Beyond academic sessions, we invite you to join us for a special welcoming reception at the Roman Garden of Thai Palace. Enjoy authentic Thai street food, live music, and the chance to dress in traditional attire, celebrating cultural harmony in one of Bangkok's most iconic settings. IMRC 2024 is a unique experience. We invite you to join us to connect, collaborate, and inspire each other as we work together to shape the future of healthcare. Thank you for joining us and welcome to IMRC 2024.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final round competitions of oral presentations. My name is Sirapop Atakhan, a second-year medical student from Pramongkut Kao College of Medicine.
And my name is Bunyavi Zathan Prisha, a second-year medical student from Pramongkut Kao College of Medicine. It's our honor to be your host for today's session.
For the final round competitions, the winner of each track, which are clinical and translational track, systematic review and meta-analysis track, medical education track, basic science and medicine track, and public health and epidemiology track. The winner of each track in oral presentations will participate in this final round competitions.
The winner of this final round competition will be awarded Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn's Trophy.
Before we starting the competitions, I would like to share with you an overview of the process leading up to these final rounds. A total of 150 abstracts were reviewed by abstract selection judge panels during the initial stage. The abstract selection judge panels include Professor Cornell Mathirut Mungthin, Assistant Professor Cornell Panadda Hattachod, Assistant Professor Alice Sara Wongsuthilert. Afterward, the top submissions advanced to the qualification rounds, evaluated by a panel of specialized judges in the track of clinical and translational research, systematic review and meta-analysis, medical education, basic science medicine, and public health and epidemiology. Now, the winners of each representation track will compete for Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirintron's trophy. This final round is being judged by a panel of 33 honorable judges representing various esteemed medical institutes.
Now that we have reached the final round, it is my honor to introduce our panel of honorable judges. These esteemed individuals represent a wide range of expertise and come from various medical institutes. Their dedication and contribution ensure a fair and thorough evaluation of the outstanding research presented in this competition. Let me introduce our honorable judges. First, Associate Professor Dr. Nantana Sirisap.
Major General Professor Dr. Dusit Sathawan.
Professor Dr. Thosat Han Rungrod.
Senior Captain Professor Dr. Gu Zhenhong.
Associate Professor Dr. Chantasha Siddhijarun.
Associated Professor Dr. Usanarat Anurathapan.
Associate Professor Dr. Manirat Chayanupatkun.
Dr. Kritchaya Ritryuchai.
Assistant Professor Suphaphon Disaniwet.
Dr. Ashiraya Chanaphan.
Dr. Musliha Jesaw.
Assistant Professor Dr. Sarawut Labmani.
Assistant Professor Assistant Professor Vacharapon Punun.
Assistant Professor Samathi Paramathammakun.
Dr. Chanin Chatrapiban.
Dr. Phon Anand Dom Thong.
Dr. Sorawat Sangkeo.
Dr. Chawarit Rakdi.
Assistant Professor Dr. Kanyika Shamni Prasad.
Associate Professor Dr. Sid Satsumethi.
Associate Professor Dr. Ekarat Ratharit Thamrong.
Associate Professor Dr. Nontapan Phasuk.
Associate Professor Dr. Araya Sattaput.
Dr. Chayani Setha Pramod.
Associate Professor Dr. Bullard Mitmeung.
ดรพรสุดากฤติกาเมธ
Dr. มรกตพัฒพงศ์ศิลป์
Associate Professor Dr. ภาวนาพนมเขต
Dr. สัจชนช่างถม
Assistant Professor Dr. วรยศดาราสว่าง
Dr. สลินลาเพ็ญพิมพ์
and Dr. คงทัศน์ชูวงศ์โกมล
Please join me in extending a warm welcome and deeper gratitude to our honored rebel judges for their invaluable participation in this final round.
Coordinating such a large-scale project with the collaborations of 37 specialist judges and 33 honorable judges is no small feat. This achievement would have not been possible without generous support of our esteemed the Consortium of Thai Medical Schools. So let us take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to all judges for their dedications, time, and expertise, as well as to our benefactors for making these incredible competitions a reality.
I would like to honor Colonel Assistant Professor Dr. Thammanun Sisaan to the stage to offer the token of appreciation to Associate Professor Dr. Nantana Sirisap, Secretary General of the Consortium of Thai Medical Schools.
Thank you very much. Before we proceed to the final round competitions, I would like to mention the rules of these rounds, including first, 1-minute live project introductions. Each finalist will begin with a 1-minute live introductions to provide the context of their research. Second, recorded presentation with specialist questions and answer responses. After the live introductions, the finalists' recorded presentations will be played, including responses to questions from the specialist judge panels. Third, live Q&A sessions. Each finalist will then participate in a 2-minute live questions and answer sessions, answering a single questions prepared by the IMRC judge panels. These questions will be the same for all finalists to ensure fairness.
Without further ado, let me introduce the first winner of oral presentation in the track of Basic Science in Medicine, entitled Study on the Mechanism of BRCA1 Involvement in Placental Trophoblast Cell Differentiation, presented by Feng Jinshu from the Chinese People's Liberation Army Naval Medical University.
Hello, everyone. I'm Feng Jinqiu from Chinese Naval Medical University. Our research aimed to explore the function and mechanism of BRCA1 on trophoblast differentiation. For that purpose, our experiments include 4 parts: the early clinical sample analysis, the in vivo experiments, the in vitro experiments, and mechanism experiments. Based on the results of experiments, we can draw the following conclusion. BRCA1 is one of the key regulatory factors affecting the differentiation of trophoblast stem cells into invasive trophoblasts. And BRCA1 may regulate the Wnt pathway through FZD sacs. affecting the differentiation of invasive triploblasts. So, any abnormalities in this process can lead to various pregnancy complications and shallow placental implantation. That's all for my introduction. Thank you. Hello, honorable judges. I'm Feng Jingqiu from Chinese Naval Medical University. It's an honor to present our research topic here, study on the mechanism of BRCA1 involvement in placental trophoblast cell differentiation. Today, my presentation includes 4 parts, as you can see on the screen. Now, let's begin with the background. As we all know, placenta is a vital organ during pregnancy, ensuring the normal development of the embryo. Most cells in placenta are trophoblasts. The trophoblasts include EVT and ACT, both differentiated from CTB. Among them, CTB has stimulus, and EVT has high invasiveness and migration. So, abnormal differentiation of trophoblast stem cells into EVT can lead to various pregnancy complications. So, EVT is the focus of our research. In addition, the transcription factor, BRCA1, plays a crucial role in the differentiation of various tissues. However, its role in trophoblast differentiation remains unclear. So, our research aimed to explore the function and the mechanism of BRCA1 in trophoblast differentiation. For this purpose, we have conducted a series of experiments. Our technical approaches are as follows. Firstly, we conducted clinical sample analysis to find key genes and pathways. Secondly, we conducted in vivo and in vitro experiments to validate the effect of BRCA1. Finally, in mechanism studies, we conducted RNA sequencing to investigate the mechanism of BRCA1 and validate it through WB, qPCR, and rescue experiments. In the early stage, we analyzed the single-cell RNA sequencing data of placentas from normal individuals. We found genes related to trophoblast differentiation are enriched in this pathway. Among them, BRCA1 is specifically expressed in the initial stage. Especially, BRCA1 is highly expressed in the early stage in all samples, gradually decreasing with differentiation, and BRCA1 is particularly expressed in the progenitor cells and early proliferative EVT. BRCA1's target genes are enriched in many pathways. However, the Wnt pathway is associated with the maintenance of stimulus and cell differentiation of trophoblasts, and these BRCA1's target genes are enriched in Wnt pathway. So, we can infer that the BRCA1 Wnt pathway may be the key pathway. To verify the function of BRCA1, in vivo, using conditional gene knockout system, we knocked out BRCA1 in trophoblast stem cells. This resulted in increased junction neuron cells, decreased labyrinthine neuron cells, and abnormal enlarged vascular lumen. Among them, J cells has high invasiveness and migration. In vitro, shRNA-mediated lentiviral interference was used to silence BRCA1 in HTR8. Cytological experiments indicated that silencing the BRCA1 enhanced tubulogenesis, proliferation, and apoptosis, coupled with reduced migration and invasion. So, based on the results of in vivo and cytological experiments, we can indicate that BRCA1 knockout may cause excessive proliferation and reduce differentiation of trophoblast stem cells, hindering their differentiation into mature invasive trophoblasts. And this can cause shallow placental implantation and various pregnancy complications. To verify the mechanism of BRCA1, we analyzed the RNA sequencing data of HTR8 and validated them through WB and qPCR. The results showed that a significant downregulation of Wnt pathway after BRCA knockout. In clinical sample analysis, we found many BRCA1's target genes are enriched in Wnt pathway. However, only FCD6 showed a significant decrease after BRCA knockout in both RNA and protein levels. In addition, many studies have reported that BRCA1 is a receptor on the Wnt pathway. So, we detected the changes in key proteins of Wnt pathway, and the results also showed a significant decrease. So we can infer that BRCA1 may regulate the Wnt pathway through A56. To validate the A56 is indeed a target gene of BRCA1, we conducted a cheap qPCR, and we identified the regulatory site of BRCA1 on A56. To investigate which functions of triploblasts are affected, we designed a rescue experiment. Firstly, we silenced BRCA1 in HTR8, then overexpressed A56, and finally conducted cytological experiments. The results show that overexpression of A56 could reverse invasion and migration, but could not reverse other ability of cells. So we can infer that BRCA1 A56 Wnt pathway may affect the invasion and migration of triploblasts. All in all, we can control the following conclusion. BRCA1 is one of the key regulatory factors affecting the differentiation of trophoblast stem cells into invasive trophoblasts. And BRCA1 may regulate the Wnt pathway through A56, affecting the differentiation of invasive trophoblasts. So, any abnormalities in this process can lead to disordered placental implantation and various pregnancy complications. Of course, our current research is mainly focuses on EVT, but in the future, we will continue to focus on syncytial trophoblast and trophoblast blood vessels to improve the regulation and provide treatment basis. That's all for my presentation. Thanks for your listening.
Wow, such an interesting topic. Do you have any comments or any questions?
Sorry, can you elaborate more on how you select the samples for the single-cell sequencing experiment?
Okay, thanks for your question. Actually, our research on the function and the mechanism of BRCA1 is very significant and meaningful. Many reports have reported that BRCA1 plays a crucial role in the differentiation of various tissues. However, its role in trophoblast differentiation remains unclear. So, our research can fill the gap of BRCA1. From the normal individuals. However, our current research do not focuses on the placentas from individuals that has pregnancy complications. But in the future, we will continue to validate the effect of BRCA1 to analyze the single-cell sequencing data of people that has pregnancy complications. And we found BRCA1 is highly expressed in the early stage. That means BRCA1 expressed differently at different ages of trophoblast differentiation. But other genes do not have these characteristics, so we think BRCA1 is the key gene.
And the question for the final round is, how does your research contribute to solving real-world challenges, and what potential impact could it have on society or public health in the future?
Sorry, there's some wrong with our previous answer. And so, actually, our research on the function and mechanism of BRCA1 is very significant and meaningful. Many reports have reported that BRCA1 plays a crucial role in the differentiation of various tissues. However, its role in trophoblast differentiation remains unclear. So, our research can fill the gap of BRCA1 in the differentiation of trophoblasts. Nowadays, the fertility rates in many countries around the world are continuously declining. So the world is paying more and more attention to women's health, and ensuring the health of mothers and fetus is becoming increasingly important. In addition, many studies have reported that pregnancy complications, such as preeclampsia, is one of the most important threats to maternal and infant health. And a study once reported that, on average, 1 in every 4 pregnant women in China suffers from pregnancy complications. Maybe in the future, we may be able to use molecular target drugs to regulate the BRCA1 and its downstream target gene, to treat pregnancy complications, and to safeguard the health of both mother and fetus. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, the winner of oral presentation in the track of Public Health and Epidemiology. So, entitled Comparison of the Effectiveness of Oral Ivermectin, 1% permethrin shampoo and 4% dimethicone liquid gel in the treatment of pediculosis capitis among school children in Chachoengsao Province, Thailand, presented by Ms. Arisa Wannarita from Phra Mongkut Kau College of Medicine.
Hello everyone, my name is Arisa Wannarata from Phra Mongkut Kau College of Medicine. It is truly an honor to be here to tell you about my research project. My research begins with a simple yet important question: why haze-like infestations still persist in Thailand, and not only in Thailand, but in many countries worldwide. So, despite the availability of various treatments available for such a long time, and the answer is because of the resistance had developed over the years against the first-line treatment that have been used for decades. So this made me and my team realize whether it's time to find a new alternative treatment to resolve this issue. And this brings us to the topic of the comparison of the effectiveness of oral ivermectin, 1% permethrin shampoo, and 4% dimethicone liquid gel in the treatment of pediculosis capitis in school children in Chachoengsao Province, Thailand. Hello everyone, my name is Arisa Wannarata, and I am from Phra Mongkut Kau College of Medicine. Today I am honored to present my research project on the topic comparison effectiveness of oral ivermectin, 1% permethrin shampoo, and 4% dimethicone liquid gel in the treatment of pediculosis capitis among school children in Chachoengsao Province, Thailand. Let's begin with the background that inspired this research. Pediculosis capitis or head-like infestation is a non-life-threatening, the most unsolved problem worldwide, particularly among school-age children. The prevalence of school-age student infestation globally is approximately 19%, and in Thailand it ranges from 15.1% to 86.1%, especially in rural areas. This condition leads to numerous health problems, including physical effects such as skin irritation and bacterial infection, and psychological and social issues like anxiety, sleep disturbance, and social stigma. Various treatments are available for haze-like infestation. In Thailand, 1% permethrin shampoo is the gold standard. However, its efficacy has significantly declined due to the resistant development, particularly from its widespread use. As a result, alternative treatments such as oral ivermectin and 4% dimethicone gel have gained popularity. Both options are effective in eradicating haze lice, preventing reinfestation, and causing fewer side effects compared to the conventional treatment. Oral ivermectin is an FDA-approved pediculicide for alternative haze-like treatment. The research showed it is significantly more effective than 1% permethrin shampoo by a unique mechanism of action. It targets glutamate-gated chloride channel, making it highly effective in eradicating lice. Similarly, the dimethicone gel is another alternative treatment. It operates with a distinct mechanism by coating the hair with a long-chain liner silicone in a volatile base. This brings us to the objective of our research, to compare the effectiveness of oral ivermectin, 1% permethrin shampoo, and 4% dimethicone liquid gel in treating pediculosis capitis to serve as a guideline in selecting effective and safe lice eradication medicine to patients appropriately in the future. For the methodology, we were conducting randomized control trial among school children aged 6 to 13 years in Chachoengsao province, Thailand. Before going into the detail, let me explain the diagnosis method by wet combing. This technique involves combing the hair 20 times in each portion with a fine-tooth comb to detect variable eggs, nymphs, and larvae, which is considered positive on hair-like infestation. For the data collection, the participants were recruited from 3 schools. Among the 862 potential participants screened for the study, 85 were eligible and enrolled. Then participants were randomly assigned to an intervention or control group. The intervention arm consisted of the Nayao group, received oral ivermectin in 2 doses of 200 micrograms per kilogram on day 0 and day 7. Naisan group received 1 application of 4% medical liquid gel for 15 minutes, then washed out with water just only on day 0. And the control group, which is Pungam Vitya School, received 2 applications of 1% permethrin shampoo. This was applied for 10 minutes, followed by rinsing with water on day 0 and day 7. Last, on day 9, participants complete the after-treatment questionnaire, which consisted of questions about the side effect of each drug. Now let's move on to the result. The comparison result is used on the day 9. For ivermectin, the current is at 95%, while only 29 and 37% of the methicone and permethrin respectively. And this table shows the effectiveness of oral ivermectin and the methicone in treating pediculosis capitis compared to the control group, and the data was analyzed using a 2-sample proportion test by per protocol analysis, and the result is significant because ivermectin showed drug effectiveness in curing pediculosis at 95% on the day after 2 drug administration. This table reports case of side effect in each treatment group during the trial. We aim to study the side effect of each medication, and there is a reported total of 4 cases and all mild side effects. Now we are moving on to the discussion part. Begin with the effectiveness of ivermectin versus permethrin. Similar to the previous study, the majority of the ivermectin group presented with no head lice at the end of the study, while the permethrin group still have had live lice. On the other hand, comparison of dimethicone and permethrin in previous study showed that dimethicone has greater effectiveness than permethrin, while our research found permethrin has a bit better. And the reason for the difference in the effectiveness of the dimethicone may be that the mechanism of permethrin does not require coating the entire length of hair as the dimethicone does. For side effects from earlier research, it was found that oral ivermectin in 819 participants had side effects, including headache, dizziness, itching, nausea, vomiting, and abdominal pain. However, in our study, no severe side effects were reported. Only dizziness and nausea occur in 1 each case. Additionally, another study found that 1% permethrin shampoo leads to side effects, which were rash and dry skin. In our research, itching was reported in 3 cases. For 4% dimethicone liquid gel, previous research showed side effects such as eye irritation and itching, but no side effects were found in this study. In conclusion, oral ivermectin was the most effective treatment for pediculosis capitis, showing a significant higher cure rate than permethrin. Although the dimethicone gel was less effective, it remained a available alternative due to its minimal side effects. And lastly, I would like to extend my gratitude to my professor, Professor Pisha Suvarnahitathon, Professor Tunnangarirat, Professor Devvijit Suvarnbhakti, and the most important person in this project, our kids from Ban Nayao, Naisan, Pungam, for their invaluable participation. Thank you.
Thank you for your very interesting paper. I would like to ask about the ivermectin. What the mechanism for killing the parasite?
The mechanism of ivermectin is interfered, is act on the glutamate gated chloride channel, then is disrupt the new nervous system of the parasite, then causing paralysis, and then makes parasite into and dead.
The 2 dose you use?
Yes.
How long for the first and second dose?
Dose 1 is on the day 0, and the second dose is on the day 7.
I think the
Can I ask some question?
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Dr. Suthi, please.
Yes, you have seen the evidence that it worked in the previous study. What motivates you to repeat the study again?
Oh, sorry, could you repeat the questions again?
Yeah, the results from the previous study already show that it's work. And why you still, I mean, repeat the study again for the ivermectin?
Because the study that we researched before is not to compare the treatment about the demerticone or ivermectin and 1% permethrin. Our aim of the study is just to show you that how the different mechanism of the drug and how the, oral ivermectin is very compliant and is easy to use because it's tablet. And for the demerticone, it has is no problem of the resistance. So it's not the aim of the previous study is not the same as us.
Okay, thank you.
I think one of the major concern about ivermectin is about the adverse event. You collect the data related to the adverse event only 9 days after administration. Do you have any information for much more longer, long-term side effect or complications?
Yes, it's our aim of the study too. We want to do the long-term effect with post-treatment of oral ivermectin. Yes. Because we are very concerned because not only oral ivermectin, but I think every drug in this world has a dangerous if you don't use it appropriately. Our team is very concerned, so the long-term effect about the oral ivermectin post-treatment is going to be conducted.
May I ask you one last question about your study is RCT in the same area, right? May I ask, is there any co-intervention that happen? Like those students who take medication also do a kind of like a shampooing thing? Co-intervention.
Co-intervention that I want to do.
Yeah, no. Is there any co-intervention happen among this study? Like those students in the oral medication group also do shampooing that you didn't do. Do you have any technique to control the co-intervention? Thank you.
Before we conducted the trial, we collected the major characteristic of the participant across all three groups, and they show no significant difference across all three groups, allowing us to, effectively control the confounding factor which is the key of the randomized control trial. Thank you so much. ขอบคุณค่ะ
And the question is, how does your research contribute to solving a real-world challenges, and what potential impact could it have on society or public health in the future?
Okay, for this question, yes, I think my research has the potential to address real-world challenge by showing everyone that they have a resistance of the first-line treatment, which is permethrin. And also, they show the high effectiveness of the alternative treatment too. And actually, you can see that the number of the participants in my study seems small, but is it because the student with hair-like infestation didn't meet the inclusion criteria, which is use the first-line treatment, which is permethrin in previous 2 weeks? It follow up that the first-line treatment is not effective anymore, and people still using it without success. So I believe this research would mark a critical step for refining our treatment strategies or something. I think this study will provide a foundation for future innovation to change the guidelines for particular psychopathic treatment. And I'm very proud of me and my team that are going to be the small group that could change or improve something that's going to be big in the future. Thank you.
Let's move on to the winner of oral presentation in the track of clinical and translational research entitled Transplantation of Vascular Wall Organoids Derived from iPSC for Improved Embolization and Reconstruction of Aneurysm sac in Endovascular Aneurysm Repair, presented by Yang Fan from Naval Medical University.
Good afternoon, honorable judges. I am Yang Fan from Naval Medical University, China. Nowadays, the incidence of cardiovascular disease is increasing rapidly, such as aneurysms. Endoleak is a major complication of endovascular aneurysm repair, but currently lacks ideal treatments. So to treat the endoleak, we explore transplanting vascular wall organoids derived from iPSCs combined with injectable thermosensitive hydrels. We also established a novel animal model of aneurysms with endoleak to evaluate the therapeutic effects. By embedding the organoids in oxygen-rich biodegradable hydrogels, we observed significant improvements in aneurysm sac embolization and enhanced tissue remodeling after 4 weeks. This innovative approach shows promising clinical potential for EVAR outcomes and preventing re-ruptures. Thank you. Good afternoon, honorable judges. My name is Yang Fan from the Naval Medical University. And the topic of my presentation today is about the transplantation of vascular wall organoids derived from iPSC for improved embolization and the reconstruction of aneurysm sac in endovascular aneurysm repair. My presentation can be boiled down into these 5 parts. And our study focuses on aortic aneurysms, a condition marked by the aorta's local dilation, often due to atherosclerosis, posing a significant risk of rupture. Current treatments include the open aortic repair, that is OAR, and endovascular aneurysm repair, that is EVAR. However, OAR is highly invasive, while the EVAR have the complications of endoleaks, both of which have their drawbacks. The type 2 endoleaks is the most common one, caused by collateral artery reflex, can lead to aneurysm re-enlargement and re-rupture, posing a high risk to patients' health. Traditional methods struggles to effectively seal these leaks, prompting us to explore new directions. Stem cell transplantation is currently regarded as a promising way to treat aneurysms, but hasn't been widely explored, which triggered our research. Organoids refer to tissue analogs with a certain spiritual structure formed by 3-dimensional culture of adult stem cells or pluripotent stem cells in vitro. It has 3 main factors. Firstly, it contains multiple cell types of the in vivo counterpart. Secondly, the cells organize similarly to the primary tissue. Thirdly, it functions specifically to the parent organ. Because of these characteristics, the technique has applied to many fields like cancer, regeneration medicine, and precision treatment. Inspired by this, our intention is to improve the aneurysm sac embolization and the tissue remodeling through organoid cultural technology. And the following is our experimental technical route, which mainly involved creating VWO from induced iPSCs and Madrigal and confirming them via the histological analysis and immunofluorescence. We captured embryonic bodies formed from human iPSCs and Madrigal to form the vascular wall organoids examined by histological analysis and immunofluorescence. These are the steps of our cultivation. we employed an oxygen-rich thermal-sensitive biodegradable hydrogel scaphoids. Its temperature sensitivity is mainly reflected in the liquid state at 4 C and a colloidal state at 37 C, which is convenient for our injection and gel formation of the VWO. Its oxygen-rich property is reflected in its ability to generate dissolved oxygen in situ and relieve local hypoxia. According to the relevant research, we selected calcium peroxide-based hydrogel. For modeling, we utilized the natural branching of the common internal and external iliac arteries and developed an endoleak aneurysm model, and then injected the VWO, Madrigal, iPSCs, exosome, etc. into the sac, and divided the control groups into 5 ones. Pictures on the left are taken during our experiment, while the right ones shows the successful construction of VWO, which is mainly constituted of SMC. We continuously monitor the filling status of the sac and the growth of the tissue within it. As for the group 2, the VWO gradually integrated with the aneurysm wall, and Madrigal was gradually replaced by the cellular components. Compared with other control groups, Group 2 showed very good compatibility with the aneurysm wall, while the other control groups did not have such good confusion and failed to support the treatment of aneurysms, which further reflects the promising future of VWO. Immunofluorescence confirmed the fusion of VWO with the artery wall, forming a new campsite structure. In addition to the gradual increase of the nucleus, we found that the transplanted cells primarily occupied the aneurysm center, while the host cells formed the periphery. In addition, we also consider using the mesenchymal stem cells to replace the iPSC, because it is reported that the iPSCs may have certain properties of self-renewal and pluripotency, and has also some certain tumorigenetic characteristics, while the MSCs have limited differentiation potential and lack extensive pluripotency, reducing their tumor genetic risk. Besides, they also exhibit stable immunoregulations, genetic stability, and lower proliferation rates, which make them a safer clinical option compared to iPSCs. So let's get a summary. We've successfully established a novel animal model of aneurysm with endoleak, cultivated VWO by using a new type of Madrigal for the first time, and bound to the aneurysm sac, effectively treating the endoleak. This breakthrough offers a promising avenue for clinical applications and further research. So that's the end of my presentation. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you for your excellent presentation. Would anyone like to comment or ask some questions?
What do you think about like the clinical application further to like, valvular heart disease surgery in the future? Or what do you think that is kind of like applying to that, or like something that different that you cannot use, like, this kind of the graft that you use?
Yes, definitely I want to some different therapies compared with the traditional ones, because I think with this new method that the patients would suffer less complications, and the method may be less immunosuppressions. So perhaps they would have a better treatment and less pain. And I think that is also the common goal that all of us, the medical workers sitting here, are striving for.
How about like the kind of side effect, like graft rejection? Have you ever comparing to the traditional one, or like?
Yes, it definitely have some drawbacks. As far as I am concerned, I think the most one is that it may be not as strong as it's expected to be because it is embedded in the matrix and maybe it is not very strong to resist the flood of the blood. So definitely we need more experiments since we just have held 4 weeks of observation. So maybe more animal experiments and more preclinical experiments of clinical trials are needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And the question is, how does your research contribute to solving real-world challenges, and what potential impact could it have on society or public health in the future?
First of all, let me tell you some numbers. According to the WHO, the mortality of cardiovascular disease ranks first globally, accounting for an estimated 17.9 million lives each year. The mortality rate associated with rupture aneurysms can be as high as 80%. Sounds quite horrible, right? So these remind us of the urgency for effective preventative treatments, while endovascular aneurysm repair, as mentioned before, with its complications like endoleaks, can increase patients' sufferings and healthcare costs. Our studies today in an innovative approach enhances EVAR success through effective embolizations and tissue regenerations, which would greatly reduce the deaths, repeat interventions, and costs of patients. Its adaptability to other vascular conditions promises broader applications in personalized medicine, improving health outcomes for millions with cardiovascular diseases. Last but not least, using iPSC-derived organoids tailored to the patient may decrease the risk of immune rejection. Personalized medicine approaches like this would be sure offer safer and more effective solutions that enhance patients' survival rates and promote faster recovery. Finally, I'd like to use a famous quote from Dr. Edward to end my competition today in IMRC, that is, to cure sometimes, to relieve often, and to comfort always. And there is also a good saying in China that a cat, no matter it is black or white, as long as he catches the mice, is the best one. So we all know that we human beings cannot cure all diseases in the world, but as long as there is such confidence and efforts, the spirit of continuous spirits and passion, we will definitely make the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the next one is the winner of oral presentation in the track of Medical Education Research, entitled Preparing Global Health Leaders, Evaluating the Effectiveness of IMRC Participation in Developing Global Health Competencies among medical students at พระมงกุฎเกล้า College of Medicine, presented by กัญจพร นพเก้า มีแสง from พระมงกุฎเกล้า College of Medicine.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to present my research project again, preparing global health leaders, evaluating the effectiveness of IMRC participation in developing global health competency among medical students. In the world today, where health imbalance, resource disparities, and pandemics has no boundaries, the needs of global health leaders has never been critical like this before. So, IMRC provides a platform that connects between the theories and practice. The student in this conference can gain invaluable experience about global health challenges. Our research dives into how IMRC impacts their global health competency. This study is not just about the number, but it emphasizes the future leaders to drive a meaningful change. Global health is not just a responsibility for the doctor, it's a responsibility for everyone. The greater collaboration, the better the world becomes. So let's see my presentation from the first round.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kanchapon Noprakal Misang, a third-year medical student from Pamongkutka College of Medicine. I will be presenting my research project on the topic of evaluating the effectiveness of IMRC participation in developing global health competency among medical students in Pamongkutka College of Medicine. So, let's start at, does anyone knows about the global health? The global health is a multidisciplinary and multi-sectional field of research and practice aimed at improving health worldwide. And the global health competency covers 5 topics, include global health epidemiology, environmental, health system, and others. Although global health has many advantages, there still have some gaps. For example, gaps in preparedness among medical professionals in the COVID-19 crisis. As you can see in the graph, you can see that there are some countries that have problems in this crisis. Global health challenges need leaders who can work across culture and interdisciplinary. But medical education focuses on clinical knowledge, which means that global health skills are often overlooked. Because global health is considered important, so extracurricular like IMRC was organized. But how can we know that IMRC can develop global health competency or not? Therefore, our objective is to assess the effectiveness of IMRC participation in developing global health competency. And this is our methodology. We use a mixed method approaches. And the first thing is quantitative survey by 236 PCM medical students. And we use a qualitative in-depth interview by 20 students, which is 15 students had a high score and 5 students is a low score. This is our data collection. We use a Likert scale questions and open-ended questions under 4 topics. The first one is global health knowledge, the preparedness for global health challenges, the global health skills, and integration into curriculum. And this is our data analysis. We use a summary of central tendency and dispersion. We find the factors associated with effectiveness of IMRC participation in developing global health competency. And this is our sample size calculation. The adjusted sample size is 233 respondents. And this is our demographic data. This is our result. We calculate the result under 4 topics I mentioned before. The first topic is global health knowledge. You can see that the topics about the familiarity with the foreign global health topics, almost all of these topics has a high score, except for health system and policy in low resource setting. And you can see that the questions about the confidence in discussing global health issue is had high scores as only with peers. But surprisingly, if you can see that if this sample group have discussing with mentors, that has a medium score and is lower in public forum. This is the result in the topic of preparedness for global health challenges. The results show that there is a well prepared for global health challenges in study group, indicated by high score in every question in these topics. The third topic is global health skills. You can see that the current skills of the sample group have just only medium score, and it has a lower score in applying global health skills. However, evaluating IMRC section and recommend IMRC to other medical students has a high score. For the last topic is about the integration into curriculum. You can see that every topic has high score except for academic performance. And this is our qualitative data in-depth interview. The high score evaluate IMRC has many advantages, but the low score students think that they still lack of clarity on global health. They said that they don't know the definition and the competency of global health. Interestingly, these two groups of study have the same answer that IMRC still lack of application and academic performance. And this is our discussion. The discussion implied that there's still lack of application of knowledge and have a little effects on grades and lack of clarity on global health. But in the other field, the IMRC is effective. So in conclusion, the strength of IMRC has a highly effectiveness in raising global health awareness. The weakness is there has still a room for application, academic performance, and lack of clarity. The potential improvement that I would recommend you is integration global health into education and more practical framework for applying IMRC experience. And maybe we can integrate SDG into the curriculum. Last but not least, we are not just only participants in the conference, we are architects of a healthier. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A really important topic and perfect for this conference.
Thank you.
I wanted to just ask you, I was interested in how you developed the questions for your questionnaire in terms of what questions you asked.
I developed the questions by, we use about these 4 topics, right? And we developed by covered by these 4 topics. We study from the previous studies that was the questions that we could ask to cover all of these topics. Yes. Something like this. Yeah, and I also have a qualitative survey that I say that they still have a gaps in application and academic performance. I asked them that why it happened like this. The application, they say that they know about their global health, but they don't know how to apply in their daily life, like study or their jobs. And about the academic performance, most of their exam, they focus on just like anatomy or medicine, but they don't focus on how to apply for the global health study. So they don't think that IMRC could help their grade that much. Yeah.
I have some question about your methodology. Please go back to slide. I wonder that why you interviews qualitative in-depth interview like it's not equal between high satisfaction and low satisfaction. How can you choose to allocate these students to have in-depth interviews?
Okay, before we have a qualitative in-depth interview, right, we have a quantitative survey before. So the qualitative survey is by 236 PCM students. And after that, we look at the percentage of the who have a survey in a high score and the percentage of the high score. But you can see that the percentage of the, I don't insert in the slide, but the percentage of the score is around 80%, is more than low score. So that's why it's a portion like this. So that's why I select.
How can you select 15 students from high and 5 students from low satisfaction score? is it the equal when you calculate into the proportion of satisfaction group and dissatisfaction group, is it approximately equal or not?
Because I select high score. I select by the 95 confidence level, right? So it don't have the same proportion. So I find that high score help like for example have 100 people, but the low score has just only 20 people. So I calculate the 95% confidence level and select like this.
Thank you. So another question. You say that there's some point about IMRC that this satisfaction group mentioned is it to they cannot apply knowledge from IMRC into application. So what is your plan to their comments about IMRC participation?
For applying, from my plan, I think we should integrate about the global health or SDG into the curriculum because now there are still lack of the study in this curriculum, right? So I think if we use it always use in daily life and teach how to use in the future. Teach or give an example or create the workshops, I think it will help. Thank you for your questions, everyone.
And the question is, how does your research contribute to solving a real-world challenges, and what potential impact could it have on society or public health in the future?
Our research corresponds with the theme of IMRC this year, Transcending the Boundaries. It mentions about how to prepare the leader who can cope with the difficult situation and interconnect global health system. We are IMRC. Participants will gain leaderships and skills to solve the problems like pandemics, inequalities, or resource disparities. I heard one IMRC say that IMRC taught him a true leadership. It is about bringing together diverse perspectives to solve the difficult problems. These emphasize the real-world experience to promote transformative development. Our findings suggest that applying the methods to medical education could help improve quality of healthcare system. By creating skills leaders, we can contribute to enhancing global health and achieving SDG. This research not only emphasizes the value of IMRC, but it also guides the way to cross the boundaries and shape the future healthcare. And from all of this, as I reflect on the theme of IMRC this year, transcending boundaries, I see it's not just a concept, but it's call for action. Everyone, let's leave here today with a shared commitment. I prepare every medical student to be the leader for global health transformation. And finally, we are not just only participants in this journey, but we are builders of a healthier. And this is all my answer. Thank you, everyone.
Let's move on to the winner of oral presentation in the track of Systematic Review and Meta-analysis entitled A Network Meta-analysis Comparing the Impact of Fecal Microbiota Transplantation, Medicines, and Supplements on Low-Density Lipoprotein Cholesterol, presented by Oranat Chatsiri-Sakun from Faculty of Medicine, Chulalongkorn University.
Hello everyone, my name is Oranat Chatsiri-Sakun from Chulalongkorn University. Cardiovascular disease, stroke, and other vascular-related diseases are the leading cause of death globally, and high LDL cholesterol is a major risk factor. While statins are the most commonly used treatment, they often cause side effects, and newer therapies like PCSK9 inhibitors and ezetimibe are costly and not widely used. Emerging treatments like fecal microbiota transplantations and probiotics have shown promise in reducing LDL cholesterol, but their comparative effectiveness to traditional medications remain unclear. My research conducted a network meta-analysis of a randomized control trials using Bayesian's approach to compare statins, PCSK9 inhibitors, ezetimibe, FMT, probiotics, and radiate in terms of LDL cholesterol reductions. The result could provide crucial insights into more effective and accessible cholesterol management options. Hello everyone, my name is Orana Chesari-Sakul and I'm a fourth-year medical student from Chulalongkorn University. Today I will present my research titled A Network Meta-Analysis Comparing the Impact of Fecal Microbiota Transplantations, Medicines and Supplements on Low-Density Lipoprotein Cholesterol. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death worldwide, and high LDL cholesterol is one of the biggest contributors. Not only cardiovascular disease, high LDL can cause strokes and peripheral arterial disease as well. The most common treatment for high LDL is statins, but they often cause side effects that many patients cannot tolerate. So we invented other drugs like PCSK9 inhibitors, but they are very expensive, and for ezetimibe, it's coming with less efficacy than it's on its own. And recently, a growing area of research is looking at the gut microbiome and probiotics effects on LDL levels. Fecal microbiota transplantation, or FMT, is a procedure where healthy bacteria from a donor stool are transferred into a patient's gut. Normally, it has more efficacy than probiotics. However, it's still unclear whether FMT and probiotics could be a better option than traditional drugs. There's also radiate rise, a supplement that works quite similarly to statins, but its safety and effectiveness are still debated. To sum the problems up, current treatments for high LDL cholesterol have significant drawbacks. FMT and probiotics efficacy is still questions. These intervention effectiveness on LDL hasn't been directly compared. So this research aimed to rank the efficacy of these treatments and see if FMT and probiotics could be a viable option for managing high LDL in the future. The main objective of this research is to compare FMT, medicines, and supplements on their ability to lower LDL cholesterol. And let's move on to the methods part. We follow PRISMA for network meta-analysis in our research. First, we searched through PubMed, Scopus, and Central using relevant search strategy as shown here on the screen. After screening the paper using covidence, we ended up with 28 studies for data extractions and grade approach as shown in the PRISMA flowchart here. And for our inclusion criteria, where RCT does compare statins, PCSK9 inhibitors, ezetimibe, FMT, probiotics, or radiate rise with a control group. Study were excluded if the full paper was not in English, combined interventions, or patient got other comorbidities apart from dyslipidemia. For the analysis, we use mean differences calculated in Review Manager 5.4, and we also use Meta Insight software. And here's the results part. Here's the data extractions for table contains 28 studies. And here's the Bayesian network map. We included 9 interventions from 28 studies involving a total of 5,394 patients. The size of the nodes indicates how many studies examine a particular treatment. And the thickness of the ages show how many studies compare to treatment directly. The number on the lines indicate a number of trials conducted for each specific comparisons. And here's the forest plot. Overview of the forest plot showed that FMT is the only intervention that did not show significant results on reducing LDL-C. Heterogeneity was moderate to high in the data, as shown here on the screen. And here's the Bayesian relative effect. The forest plot of the Bayesian random effects model found that ezetimibe, radiate rise, FMT, and probiotics did not show statistically significant results in terms of relative effectiveness. These suggest that these treatments have less clear outcome compared to other interventions. And here's the Bayesian sugar ranking. Sugar stands for surface under the cumulative ranking curve. Let's take a look at a radial sugar first. The metric ranks treatment based on their effectiveness with higher sugar values, indicating better performance. The size of the nodes correspond to the number of the participants, while the thickness of the line reflects the number of trials conducted for each treatment. And here's a litmus rangogram show how each treatment performs relative to the others. Treatment with higher sugar values are positioned toward the top left, indicating better performance in lowering LDL-C. Overall, the rank show that rosuvastatin is the best, followed by PCSK9 inhibitors, atorvastatin, simvastatin, radioiodine probiotic, FMT, and ezetimibe, as shown on the screen. And we also did a great approach considering within study bias, reporting bias, indirectness, imprecisions, heterogeneity, and incoherence using the nose splitting method. While there was moderate to high quality evidence for some treatment comparisons, others were downgraded due to concerns about imprecision about broad confidence intervals or small sample size, high heterogeneity, or lack of the direct evidence. And now let's move on to the discussion part. Overall, our results align with prior studies on statins, PCSK9 inhibitors, and RYR. Rosuvastatin showed the greatest reductions in LDL-C. Simvastatin was more effective than radioiodine, which had less impact on LDL-C due to variability in the potency of its active ingredients, monocolin K, as stated in the previous published research. Both FMT and probiotics were more effective than ezetimibe at lowering LDL-C, supporting probiotics as a promising supplement for cholesterol management. FMT, which altered the gut microbiome, showed potential, but its clinical role is still emerging, and the limited number of the study may explain the less conclusive results in my study. And for the conclusion, statin and PCSK9 inhibitor drugs show better options than others. However, our findings on FMT and probiotics highlight an emerging area of research that could change how we manage LDL-C in the future on our patients. The strength of our study is that we included a wide range of interventions and found that FMT and probiotics outperform ezetimibe, adding new insights into microbiome-based treatment for cholesterol. And the limitations, most studies focus on short-term effects and there was variation in study design, sample size, and also the quality. For further studies, should consider for long-term effects and doses, focus on patients with other comorbidity or other disease, and explore probiotics or FMT combined with other treatment for enhanced efficacy. And that's all. Thank you for your attention.
Surely this presentation inspired us all. Do you have any comments or any questions?
Thank you so much for your presentation. Why you select for the statin, why you select only simvastatin, atorvastatin, and rosuvastatin?
Well, because when I'm searching using the search strategy, at first, I saw only these three as the most popular use in the dyslipidemia and the publications used for dyslipidemia in RCTs. So I included them into our study. Yes.
And for your the search term, why you, I saw that you did not add the term PCSK9 or acetamide in your searching.
Oh, well, actually I added, but maybe on the slides I didn't show much because we have limited space. And for actually when I'm doing the search strategy, I doing a lot, for probiotics, I adding more just probiotics word for sure. Other bacteria names I also added. Yeah, but I'm just cannot show because the limited space, sorry.
And your population are only the primary prevention, or you include both primary and secondary prevention for the cardiovascular disease?
I included only people with dyslipidemia, only with no other comorbidities. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So did you searching for the lifestyle modifications as the one of the treatment of to decrease the LDL level?
I have also searched about lifestyle modification as well, but others have done this kind of research on the lifestyle modification comparing with other drugs already. So I see the space for the probiotics and FMT, which is a new method for the lowering LDL-C because it has less efficacy. No, it's kind of less side effects than statins because statin maybe can disturb the gut microbiome and cause dysbiosis and other side effects like hyperglycemia come from statin as well. So that's why I choose probiotic and FMT in my research. Thank you.
You can argue that you have to compare with the placebo also. So I think the lifestyle modification is one of the standards management in this disease. So the placebo group, that means receive nothing. That means they might receive only lifestyle modification. Yeah.
Thank you.
From your study, could you give more suggestion for the clinical improvement to treat the patient with dyslipidemia?
More for further studies.
Just like from your result, could you give the hints or the information that we might improve or is we should do for this topic?
I think not only for the main drug, we also use statins as a normal in like almost all the hospital. But for my idea, as from the data I got, I think from statins, it can cause dysbiosis, which is the disturbance of the gut microbiome in our body. So maybe we can include probiotics in our patients, like we tell them to eat statins, but also give a probiotics into them as well. So they will be kind of have a good gut microbiome while the statin is working at the effective drugs to lower the LDLs. For FMT, I think it still need more further studies on them because like other ethics, like we use the healthy bacteria from the donor stool, and there's kind of like conflict, like they did the diseases like the blood donation. So I think more studies should be focused on these FMT and the probiotics we can use in the guideline and others in the hospital to treat patients with more efficacy.
Any more questions? Thank you so much.
And the question is, how does your research contribute to solving real-world challenges, and what potential impact could it have on society or public health in the future?
My research directly addresses the global health challenge for cardiovascular disease, stroke, and also other vascular-related disease, which remain the leading cause of death worldwide. A major contributor is high LDL cholesterol, and while main drugs used are effective, they often come with side effects or are very expensive, limiting access for many populations. My research investigates alternative approaches, specifically fecal microbiota transplantations, probiotics, and red yeast rice that could offer a viable, lower-cost option to manage LDL cholesterol, particularly in resource-limiting setting. In my research, it showed new insight on microbiome-based approaches that FMT and probiotics outperform ezetimibe, which is the traditional drug. So if FMT and probiotics prove to be effective options in public health, they could offer a significant breakthrough in providing not only cheaper, but also safer treatment options for a population who cannot access expensive or high-risk medication. This could have a profound impact on reducing health disparities, especially in low and middle-income countries where healthcare infrastructure is limited. Moreover, this study laid the groundwork for more personalized treatment, moving beyond a one-size-fits-all approach based on individual needs and microbiome compositions. By providing evidence for the efficacy of alternative interventions, my research could influence global healthcare policies, encouraging greater integrations of these options into clinical practice and expanding access to care. Ultimately, our study discovered that FMT and probiotics outperform ezetimibe, add new insights into microbiome-based intervention, which help to reduce the burden of many diseases worldwide. It could improve health outcomes, particularly in all populations, and contribute to a more equitable healthcare system globally. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next program is a closing keynote in the theme of medical education in a globalized world, shaping the future of the healthcare through global health by Dr. Mandy and Dorothy Moffat, Program Director of the Master of Medical Education and Senior Lecturer in Postgraduate Medical Education, School of Medicine, University of Dundee.